This episode is brought to you by Nana's Deli. Looking for a taste of classic comfort? Head to Nana's Deli, a local legend since 1981. With 2 convenient locations in Livingston and Jersey City, Nana serves up the best in deli goodness. Whether you're craving their famous tuna salad, mouth-watering sloppy joes, pile-high pastrami, or a bowl of their signature soups, every bite is a taste of tradition. And don't forget to order my signature Food Czar Flats. Plus, Nana's Deli offers catering perfect for any occasion because who doesn't love great food made with care? Visit Nana's Deli today and experience the flavors that have been making memories for over 40 years. Make sure you mention Food Czar Podcast to receive 10% off your next order. Visit nanasdeli.com for menus, hours, and locations. We all have that special place we escape to, a beach, a park, or a quiet trail. But what if your home could become that sanctuary? Peace Love Home is a full-service company that transforms your space into a calm, organized haven. April from Peace Love Home specializes in decluttering and creating functional spaces where everything has its place. When you work with Peace Love Home, you're not just tidying up, you're building an environment that brings peace, connection, and happiness. I worked with April, and my home is now my personal escape. Peace Love Home. Clear your mind. Visit peacelovehomej.com and mention the Food Czar Podcast for $150 off your first project.
This is Behind the Counter.
Behind the counter.
With the Food Czar. Here's Heidi.
Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Counter with the Food Czar, which is me, Heidi Blum. And today's episode is all about the Nug. I'm at the Nugget Spot with owner Jason Hairston. Welcome, Jason.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, I'm so happy. I feel like when we first met, for some reason, I hope you feel this way too. I felt like we had a good rapport.
I felt the magic.
You did, right?
Here at the door. It was
I made it right. You remember when I walked in and you're
yeah.
like, who's this girl? I came barreling in. So I'm so glad we finally got to do this because I feel like everyone, especially me, I need to hear your story because I think you're very interesting for some reason. You give off that air. So I hope you live up to the hype.
Yeah, me too. I feel like you're building it up a little too much.
Maybe a little bit, but that's okay. So for people who don't know, the Nugget Spot is in Chatham, New Jersey. It originated in New York City.
It did. In
Right?
2013.
Okay, so we're going to get to all of that.
Okay.
Because people need to know about this place because it's amazing and it's the most simplest concept yet brilliant. So, but I want to know your background. So tell me how Jason got to this point. So what's your is your background in restaurant? Are you a cook? Are you whatever?
Yeah, I started cooking actually a little late, I would say. Probably around, it was like 25, 26.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Manhattan, in New York City.
Ooh, in the tough streets of New York
mean
City.
streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What section of the city?
Midtown.
Oh, yeah, so it really
the
was,
real
yeah.
main streets of Midtown. but
Yeah.
It was a little different.
Did you go to
80s.
public school in the city?
I actually went to a private school.
What private school?
The United Nations International School.
Is it by the United Nations?
It is about a mile away from the United Nations,
okay.
but that was a great experience because I got friends from all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, because it's probably a lot of people who's, like, if they're ambassadors and
Right.
stuff. Oh, that's
So
really
the kids
cool.
were there, so a lot of good ethnic jokes we had back in the day. But,
And no one took it personally,
no,
probably.
it was
Yeah.
great. It was really, like, beyond the education itself, just that exposure was awesome.
So did you, after you graduated high school, did you go to college?
I did. I went to Lafayette College
Sure.
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Not, with I feel like a lot of people from this town.
Yes. Yep. That's true, actually. And what was your major?
International affairs and Spanish.
Oh, really? Do you speak fluent Spanish?
Speak fluent kitchen Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. I mean, that's a language.
All its own.
Exactly, all its
So
own.
I would say that I didn't really pick it up until I started working in the restaurants.
So you graduate college, and then where do you go from there?
I worked for my grandfather who had a metal stamping business.
Okay, metal stamping.
Yeah, it's like tool and die.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They'll punch out anything made out of metal that can be struck.
Yep.
Essentially.
Yeah. Like a belt buckle, like the Western. I feel like the Western.
wall plates and everything like
Oh,
those kind of
okay,
things,
yeah.
And I mean, obviously more complicated stuff, but generally speaking, those are the kind of things that you think of when you think about a stamped metal piece.
Right.
So I did that for a long time, but I really attribute my interest and love of food to my grandfather. So it was kind of like, I don't want to leave, but at the same time, this is kind of your doing.
Yep.
So I kind of, but it was hard.
So when you say your love of food from your grandfather, why?
Because he would make me try everything as a kid. Like, escargot when I was like 3-4 years old, stuff like that. Like,
So he like opened up your palate.
yeah, definitely.
Just from being in the city, like restaurants in the city?
I mean, they lived in the Bronx, so
Oh,
I was
wow.
with them a lot. And, anytime, like, he really had an interest in cuisine of the world, I would say. Like
Right.
he spent, he had some people he did business with in Japan, so he traveled to Japan, and I feel like that was a huge thing for him,
Yeah.
trying all that.
I mean,
Wild
sushi,
stuff at
sushi
the
didn't,
time.
yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say back then,
You're talking
sushi
about
wasn't,
early
yeah.
70s. It wasn't the way it is
Here,
now, that's
no.
for sure. So I feel like that, like he always talked fondly about that trip, and yeah, just a general curiosity. And he would make things. And my grandmother was great. Oh, my whole family cooks.
What
They're
Italian?
Italian. Yeah.
Oh, so, yeah, of course.
Always in the kitchen, and like I said, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, so always eating.
Yep.
As my grandmother was frying meatballs and stuff like that. Like, it was just, I grew up eating.
Yeah.
And as a result, I always say, if you really like to eat, then you have to learn how to cook, because
It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you feel like it was a passion in you, or like you didn't realize it was something you can do professionally?
it was definitely a passion for me. And I think what really solidified it for me is, I don't know if you're familiar, there was a restaurant called Barbuto. I don't know if it's still there anymore.
Of course, yeah.
Right? And I had a walnut pesto.
Okay.
And I'm eating this, and I'm in my early 20s, and I'm like, I can make this at home. And I made it at home, and I was like,
Like, maybe I'm onto something.
Maybe I should try this. So,
Yeah.
no recipe, whatever. I just tried to replicate what
Yeah.
I tasted, and that let me know that I could do it. And I bought, what was it, Jacques Pepin's book, French Technique or something like that.
Yep.
Cooking technique, and I started reading that and roasting chickens at home, and then finally, one night, I was out to dinner with my parents, and one of their friends, I was saying that I wanted to get out. Didn't want to work with my grandfather anymore, and on their way to work the next morning, she stopped into Le Côte Basque,
Uh-huh.
which was a real traditional French
Yes.
bistro. And she's like, yeah, my little brother wants to work in the kitchen. And then she kind of like pulled my card. So I had to go at that point. So I went in, and I started working for them for free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like as like a busboy, like
No, it was
in the
like
kitchen?
a prep cook.
Wow. Without
Yeah.
any training?
Yeah, I remember a guy, one of the chefs, he put a baton of carrot
Yep.
on the cutting board. He's like, cut them all like this.
It's like
And then
it's
he
like
came
the
in.
bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. And then he came back and he took it away. He's like, now do the rest of them. And it was a great experience.
Like now do the rest of them, and now you can't look at what it's supposed
Right.
to look like. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So, practice makes perfect. When you're cutting a big case of carrots,
That's
you get it.
Was that like that? So that was like the first thing you did in the kitchen?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you love it, or were you like, I don't even know what's going on?
I mean, I love the change,
Yeah.
And then I also started working at the Royalton Hotel at the same time. So I would go to Le Côte Basque for the early service, and then went to the Royalton Hotel because my cousin's then husband was friends with the chef there,
Okay.
and he needed people. So he's like, go ask him. So I worked at both places until one of them hired me, and I wound up working at the Royalton.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were hired as a prep cook? Is that how you started?
much, yeah.
So did you ever go for formal training?
No, because the chef at the Royalton was still paying off his loans, and he's like, don't do it.
Oh, wow.
And it's like when you look at everybody who's in the kitchen with you,
Yeah.
who's making everything, nobody went to culinary school.
Right. They're all learning. They're just
all-
learning on the job.
Yeah, and it's practice, practice, practice. I mean, you go to culinary school, they're not going to give you a tuna to butcher
Yep.
because it's just too much money.
Sure.
So, and anything you wanted to learn, you could read about. 'Cause
Yeah.
All those books are,
Yeah.
on food and cooking and stuff like that.
So you were at the Royalton for a long time?
I was at the Royalton for a couple years until they closed for renovation.
Yep.
And then from there, I went to Aqua Grill.
I remember Aqua Grill. Yeah.
Aqua Grill was one of those like, you know, throwing pans kind of kitchens.
Yes.
Which was an experience.
And were you there as like, now you're like,
cook.
now line cook. So you moved to line cook. Okay.
Yeah. And then from there, I went to the Soho Grand Hotel. And there I got a sous chef job.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love the Soho Grand.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called now. I think it's like the Roxy. No.
No, it's still the Soho Grand.
Is it still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still there. Still kicking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was cool. And then from there, I went to Tribeca because they own both properties.
Yes.
And, we did catering for large events and stuff like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you ended there as a sous chef?
Yeah. And from there, I moved to the Bahamas and I worked at the Atlantis.
See, you are interesting. So you were like, I'm going to go to, like, did they pick you or did you, like, how did that happen?
It was an interesting thing. I was word of mouth that they were looking for people for down there. And I had known somebody who actually previously worked with me at Tribeca Grand, and he went down there, and they gave him like the chef de cuisine job or something like that.
Right.
And I think it might have been a week or two, and I had been going back and forth with him. Like I went down to check it out.
Yeah.
Could I actually do this? I'm like, I could probably do this.
Because you're how old at this point?
30 or 30.
Yeah, so you're young still. You can still move around like that.
Right, but I'm like, I want to, New York is New York as far as the restaurant scene and stuff like that. But this was an opportunity for me to save a great deal of money.
Yeah.
And the goal quickly became, and I was at the Royalton when it changed for me. It was when they hired a sous chef that was younger than me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need something that can grow as a business, because as nice as it is to have your name on the menu, it's challenging. And,
yes.
like you really have to want that. But I was like, I need scale. I need something that we could do. And
how long did you go? So how long were you at the Atlantis for?
I was at the Atlantis for about 2 years, and then I tried to open something in the Bahamas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which would have been great.
Yeah.
However, it's quite challenging as a foreigner to do stuff there. You need a Bahamian partner, which I had, and it just fell through. So.
Yeah. So did you ever open?
No.
I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably still be down there. It's easy. Like that's one of the things that was like you get stuck.
Well, I mean, island living is pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean, the weather, the vibe, the whole
awesome.
thing. Yeah.
I'm still in contact with some of the cooks from down there. It was
and
awesome.
I was gonna say, and the fresh food you probably get there too, right? Not really.
Not really. I mean,
not seafood.
No, that was the thing that used to blow me away, because down there, the fish was caught local.
Yeah.
But it was sent back to the States for processing and then flown down.
No way.
So it was just like, this is ridiculous. Obviously, all the beef was coming from Cisco. I think it was Buckhead beef. So
right.
They were sending it down.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was
you would
wild.
Because you would think that it would just stay local.
Yeah, but I don't think they're in the Bahamas, at least. Their agricultural system couldn't support.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Certainly not an operation like the Atlantis, because it was so big.
Yeah.
And then now they have another one that's a monster. So it's like they didn't really grow much of the food.
Yeah,
Everything
that's
was
interesting.
so
you would think between that Bahamar they have now.
Yeah, Bahamar is what I'm saying. Like they were just building Bahamar when I was there.
Wow. So you moved back to New York.
Moved back to New York with the intention of
opening your own.
Something,
yeah.
So, my brother, I think, gets a lot of credit for the
concept.
Idea, yeah. Everybody loves chicken nuggets.
So, like the two of you were talking. Is your brother in the industry too?
Not well. He was kind of doing some food marketing stuff,
right?
But I wouldn't say.
So, is it like you guys just sitting around and you're like, what kind of place?
Time, I mean, he's a lot younger, so he might have been in school. I think he was in.
So he was like, chicken nuggets. I love chicken nuggets, and you're like, actually, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So we started messing around with chicken nuggets and different coatings on the outside and stuff like that, because nobody was doing anything like people.
No one.
I'll tell you what though, Taco Bell is trying to copy the Nugcho.
Really?
Yeah, they're putting corn tortilla, I think, on the outside.
It's not going to hold a candle to what's going on here.
Not at all.
So okay, so now you say, okay, I got the concept.
Right.
The Nugget Spot.
Right.
And that's what it was called in the city?
It was called the Nugget Spot.
And what was the location?
It was 230 East 14th Street.
Great location.
I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a raw space, though. I'd never do that again.
Yeah, I mean, that's in the city, too. Brutal.
So crazy. And
You opened it when? 2013?
2013 October,
Right.
which is interesting because this place opened in October, almost 11,
That's
10
sort of
years
good
later.
karma.
It's
Yeah.
wild, right?
Yeah.
I thought so. There's a lot of similarities between how this, like the difficulties opening up that place, the difficulties opening up this.
Yeah.
So I thought it's kind of cool at the same time.
Yeah.
You know? What was I saying though? No, when we first opened, it was like pick your protein, pick your coating. And it was because of the
Pick your
original,
protein. You were
so
doing
we
what?
were doing
Chicken?
fish. We had pork. We had
Oh,
chicken.
wow.
We had beef. Like you get a chicken fried steak nugget.
Wow.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a lot. That doesn't even sound like a nugget. You know what I
No,
mean?
but, like,
Yeah.
Who doesn't want something in nugget form?
Totally. It's a nice pop in the mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how people are gonna take that one. Yeah. But yeah. But okay, so you open up, and is it a
So,
success?
It was well received there too.
Yeah.
We had the right neighborhood for it, I think.
I
But
think-
it
yeah.
quickly became a streamlined operation. I realized we only need to do chicken.
Yeah.
We could keep the other coatings, we could do the specials, but we don't need to mess with the other proteins.
What was the most popular coating there?
Regular?
Regular. Just it's
By
always
far.
regular.
Always
yeah.
a regular.
It's always a regular. Yeah.
Captain Crunch is the second one, still.
Yeah.
But, I mean, regular nuggets and barbecue sauce outsells everything by
Amazing.
far.
It's amazing. Like the
People don't like to stray. They know
I was
what
gonna
they
say
know,
the
and
American palate is like it's very simple.
I think it's like, you know what you're going to get.
Yep,
You
totally.
don't want to be like, I didn't like this.
Yeah. So you opened in 2013, and then
We
you're
had
you're
year-on-year
cruising.
growth. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't say cruising. It was
Yeah,
it was
okay.
a battle. Like
No one ever cruises in the
No,
restaurant
that's for
business.
sure.
That's what I learned for sure.
it was a battle, I would say.
Yeah.
We did events, we did catering, like just everything in step by step. It's like, let me just open the place. We'll do just walk-ins until I feel comfortable we could do delivery. And we started doing delivery, and then we started doing catering. And
Right.
we were doing shows and stuff like that. So we would do music festivals where we would just kill. Like,
Wow.
yeah, we'd sold at one point, and this I think was one of the bigger moments for us, is we did Governor's Ball.
Oh my God. That's
And we
crazy.
sold 4,200 pounds of chicken.
Oh
in 3
my
days.
God.
And World-Star Hip Hop, Business Insider did a story on it, which
Yeah.
got like, I don't know, 1 million or so views or something like that.
That's incredible.
And then World-Star Hip Hop reposted it, and it got a lot of
Wow.
love that way too. So I think that was one of the bigger moments.
And I mean that's so you were able to take, like, you would set up a booth. You had all equipment to
It was
go.
like an outside kitchen. We had 8 fryers going.
Wow.
Yeah, the propane people love me because
I'm
it's
sure
just
you're like stocking
oh
up.
my
Yeah,
God.
kept dropping off and
Yeah.
picking up, and
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Gov Balls was probably crazy.
It was insane.
Yeah.
3 days of just madness.
Yeah.
It's like you get up, you don't get done because you got to clean up. You get home at 3 and you're back there at 7.
And you have to get
Get the staff home, like
yeah,
everything. It was
and
just
get your
crazy.
inventory for the next day.
Oh, and we had it. I had a refrigerated
Oh,
truck.
wow.
16 by 16, it was, 16-foot refrigerated
Yeah.
truck that we would just grab it and go.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a breeze.
No,
that's for sure.
no, it never is. But I'm saying, like, so okay, so now we're like at 2019, 2020 happens.
Oh, yeah, so 2019, I don't know if you've ever heard of Zaxby's.
Of what?
Zaxby's is a chicken chain out of Georgia.
No.
And since I had been using my logo not the way I had trademarked it,
Yeah.
they hit me with a cease and desist saying it was too similar to theirs because they were looking to open up in New York. And I was like, all right, I'm not married to it. It'll be a good opportunity
Is the
for me
logo
to
different than
rebrand.
it is yours now? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you see the one on there. Like, see that little round chicken thing? It looks kind of like,
That little dot?
yeah,
That little red dot with the chicken?
yeah. They claimed it was too similar to theirs, but theirs has feet and more detail and whatever. The lawyer's like, you can fight this if you want. And I was like,
My-
nah, I'll take this opportunity
That
to
little
rebrand.
tiny red dot?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I love that logo, though.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. Yeah, that's old school.
It's
Yeah.
not for sale. We're not making money off of those.
Okay, yeah.
If anybody sees
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna say I want that T-shirt. Okay, so they send it cease and desist. You say I'm gonna rebrand.
I'm going to rebrand.
So what do you rebrand? Everything,
Well, since we're only doing chicken now, I don't need to worry about those other icons that were part of the logo.
right?
So that's how we came up with this one. I had a great designer that I work with. and he nailed it, I think.
I think that's pretty
Nicholas-
cool. It's a
Nicholas
chicken
Fulcher.
head.
Yeah, well, it's also the pin drop.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
So it's the Nugget Spot.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he, like I said, I think he killed it.
I
So
love
then-
creative people. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then also, I had just dropped a good deal of money on renovating the inside of the store,
Okay.
and we did that through February, ready to open up.
Oh.
And March 2020, everything shut down.
Wow.
So nothing. I didn't get to use any of it.
So when everything shuts down, were you coming in and getting, like, was it, I mean, it's New York City, it's deliveries.
It's New York City, yeah, but I didn't want to have my staff come and ride in the subway. Like, I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
that early COVID was a really weird, scary time.
It
in
was
the city.
very
Like, They had
scary.
you kind of, looking out my window, everything is empty.
It was like The Walking Dead,
yeah,
right?
it
Yeah, it
was
was
wild.
weird.
And
Yeah, it was
especially
wild.
in that area, too, because there was, like, a lot of drug use
Yep.
in that 14th Street area. There was a hospital where they would, what do you call it, when they OD? They,
Yeah.
just save them, I
Yeah.
guess. But then they would be, I mean, that was normal times. You know what I'm saying? Like, that
Yes.
was when everything was normal.
Yeah.
And they would come in and you'd have people, like, trying to beg for money and spit on the floor of your restaurant and everything like that, which part of the charm. I don't know.
New York
But,
City
yeah,
charm,
it
yeah.
Was, it was definitely, that store had a very different vibe that was not duplicatable,
Right,
I would say. It was very urban and very,
right.
a little bit more.
So you decide to close it?
Closed it because I didn't know what was going to happen. My landlord was, social distancing on the par 5 somewhere in Florida. And I didn't hear back until I had the truck outside and I'm loading it up. He's like, "You sure you don't want to extend
Yeah.
your lease?" And I was like, "We could have had this conversation a while back.
Yeah.
But now it's a little late, and I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you."
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah. So I, packed up all the equipment that I had and put it in a storage unit and was like, "I'm going to wait and see what happens."
Right.
And tried doing a ghost kitchen in
Yeah.
Long Island City, which I thought would work. It didn't.
Yeah. Were your customers like reaching out to you and being like, "Where are you going? What's going on? How do we get your nuggets?"
We handled it on social media. Everybody was a little
Yeah,
distraught.
I'm sure.
And then tried it in Long Island City, which didn't work at all, really. And I thought, it seemed like in the boroughs, there was an exodus from Manhattan.
Yeah.
But the neighborhoods still seemed to be doing okay. And we got a lot of people from all over the city. So I figured if we did delivery in Long Island City, maybe we'll be okay. And it could be a super light operation. Didn't work at all.
Right.
And then for some reason, I thought it would be a good idea to try another ghost kitchen. And we had moved out to Jersey then at that point. And I, is this the new thing? Is everybody going to go ghost?
It's
cheaper.
it's interesting.
And also that I feel like was a hustle.
What made you come the Jersey side?
Well, I mean, staying in the city was very expensive without
Yeah.
having a business there.
But did you have anybody in New Jersey?
Some friends from college,
Yeah.
and my wife's got some family out.
Oh, okay.
in
So
Providence,
yeah,
it's
so it made
close by.
sense for you. Yeah.
And also, anytime we would leave the city, it's like
You would go to Jersey.
my wife's family is in PA. We weren't going
Yeah.
north.
To Long
We're not going
Island.
to Long Island.
Yeah.
And so just right there, you're cutting like
Everything
an hour
else
and
out,
change
yeah.
off the trip. If we go down to
Yeah.
Maryland or something like that, and it's like that was one of the things about the burbs that blew my mind. It's like I don't have to worry about the tunnel.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about parking. I don't have
Nope.
to worry about unloading my car in front of the building and then
It's
going to
very
find
easy.
a spot.
Yeah.
And here we just pull in the driver. If you don't want to unpack,
You don't.
there tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it depends what neighborhood you live in,
Yeah,
but yeah,
but-
of course.
yeah.
Yeah. So you come out to Jersey.
Come out to Jersey, try the ghost kitchen in Belleville, thinking that it would be close enough to Montclair and the college students
Yeah.
and everything there. What they don't tell you is that you need to try to do 6 different concepts out of your little 200 square foot kitchen. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
You have to do 6.
Yeah, they're like, this is, come on, it'll be great. Nuggets, everybody will order nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they used to.
So you had to be sort of like, so they're telling you had to do like sort of like a mini food hall in a ghost kitchen?
Basically.
Wow.
It's like, if you want to make this work, well.
Yeah, you need to have
do like
pizza,
5
you need
others.
to have
I'm like,
sandwiches, you need to
where was
oh,
this
wow.
combo at the beginning, Whatever. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like,
Oh my God, you must have been, that must have been like emotionally hard for you. I know.
I would say between that, the Long Island City thing, and then also, like, the house we wound up in
Yeah.
was, like, problem child.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, how many bad decisions can I make?
Oh, God.
So
It's like kept kicking when you were down.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That house still kicks me when
Jason,
I'm
I'm so
it's
sorry to
amazing.
hear that.
But I mean, we're getting there.
Yeah.
You know.
So you decide. So now we're in Chatham.
Now we're in Chatham. I worked for Korean hot dog concept for a little bit, thinking that they wanted some operational help,
Yeah.
and that was a total.
What's a Korean hot dog?
It's like a corn dog,
Okay.
but it's a bit more savory than an American corn dog. And
Okay.
they kind of do similar stuff where they're putting like chopped up French fries on the outside of it.
Okay.
That's you see they do fruity pebbles.
With a hot dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
they're
fun.
good. Don't
Yeah,
get me wrong.
yeah.
But I don't know how many you've eaten.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably a fun concept.
Definitely.
It's definitely social media
Yeah, because they had
picture
a mozzarella one where you could do a huge
cheese pull.
with it.
Yeah. But
But
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. There was similarities, and I thought we were gonna make this a little more of a crossover concept, not so
Yeah.
like I couldn't figure out which way they wanted to go with it. So I was like, all right, I
Yeah.
can't keep doing this.
So then you say I'm gonna revive the Nugget Spot.
Because it's like you talk to people and you look at who's around here. There's so many kids.
There's so many kids
So many
around here.
kids,
Yeah.
What kid doesn't eat
And
this?
families. It's
That's
just
what I'm
and
saying. It's
families.
like-
Yeah.
Who eats chicken nuggets?
Everybody.
All
Kids.
the kids and dads.
As trust me, the mom's dip, the
They
mom's
dip,
pick.
But
yeah.
they're not going in on that.
No.
They'll have
no.
one. Oh, these are good.
They'll have one. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, so, had to polish it up a little bit, make it a little bit more family friendly.
Yep.
And
So you
It took a
opened
while.
when?
October.
Of 2024.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm really in here early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we're starting month 3, October 19th. So exactly 2 months.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I came in. When did I come in? Like a month ago to do a video? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Early
You're
adopter.
really the new kid on the block here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good. Okay. So let's now talk about the menu a little bit.
Okay.
So you call them nugs, not nuggets, which I love.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fresh nugs by the pound.
It is fresh nuggets.
It's
by
a
the
nug.
pound. It's a nug.
It's a nug. So everything's by the pound.
Yes.
Right? So
Because
you can
they
get a
vary
quarter
in
pound, a
size.
half pound, or just half pound and full pound.
The combo comes by a quarter pound, and it's really not enough. Like, that's for a little kid, I think. A
Okay.
small
So
child.
you can get a half pound or a
But
full
half
pound.
Yeah.
So on the regular menu, when you walk in the door here, we have the regular nugs, which is like a regular nug.
Yeah, like a,
But the difference with your nugs is you are using really good white meat.
we're using
It's- does
real
not taste
chicken. It's
yes.
not a it's not a pink slime product. That was one of the things that really made me want to do justice to the chicken nugget. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, that pink slime thing was a huge inspiration at the time. 'Cause,
Yes.
you know,
Pink slime.
You remember
I
that?
mean, yes, of
Yeah.
course.
So
Yeah.
I was like, this is something that is a staple in this country at this point.
Of course.
So why isn't anybody trying to do it better?
Yeah.
They've elevated the burger, pizza, and all that stuff.
Yeah. These are, I mean, that's a good way to put it. These are elevated nuggets.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are because they, you get it's not even shaped in a nug.
Right, it's cut by hand.
Yeah.
So that's why we go by weight, because they vary in size.
Of
That's
course.
the only way that it's fair to everyone.
So the regular is just, what's the breading?
It's a flour breading that we season in-house. Which
Yep.
I'll
Secret
attribute
recipe?
I attribute it to my time in the Bahamas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting, because I'm going to get to the next item, which is the skinny nugs, which are my favorite. And that's like just a grilled chicken nug.
Right.
And the way they're seasoned is just phenomenal.
I'm glad you like them.
I love them, and my friends love them. And I would need to eat one now to tell you what I taste in it. But there's a little bit of a kick.
A little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah.
It's an undertone of a kick.
Yeah, it can't be too spicy.
No, but they are phenomenal, seasoned
Thank you.
perfectly.
I think also it has to do with the brine.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
So it stays juicy in the process.
It's perfection, to be honest with you.
Thank
You're welcome.
I'm blessed.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm sitting here, but those are actually gluten-free.
They are.
Yeah.
I'm working on
Because those are not,
doing
they're
more
not
of that.
fried.
They're not. They're seared, actually. We put them on the flat top.
So that's what makes them gluten-free. There's no
There's no
cross.
flour is
Yeah,
what
and there's
makes
no
it. No
cross
cross-contamination at all.
Yeah, and amazing.
Yeah.
Then you have mutz nugs. So that's just it's like a mozzarella stick, but
It's a nugget.
It's a nugget. Does it have a cheese pull if you did it?
A little bit.
A little bit. It's a
Yeah.
tiny because it's a nug.
It's a nugget.
Yeah. the Captain, which I did take a bite of those, and those are amazing, and those are breaded with Captain Crunch.
cereal. Yeah, I wish people would be less hesitant to dive in on those, but I feel like people think they're just too sweet.
It's an amazing, but it's not too sweet.
No.
You don't taste, it's not like you're eating Captain Crunch.
That's what I've been trying to tell people.
I know, it's
not,
really amazing. So if anyone's listening, the Captain, I'm telling you, it's incredible. They always have a nug flavor of the month. This month, we're in December, is Parm.
Yeah, Nugget Parm, which we make the breadcrumb for that too, so we call that your mom's nugs.
Yeah, I like it. Your mom's nugs.
Your mom's nugs, because when you grow up, it's like a Progresso and chicken cutlet,
Progresso, yeah.
Or
Yeah,
4C,
exactly.
whatever
Yes,
you were
yeah,
using,
yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean?
Whatever your breading is, yeah.
Right.
And they have chicken sandwiches, fried
Yes.
chicken sandwich.
Which is a thigh, which is
A thigh.
we got to be clear about that. 'Cause
Yeah.
not everybody likes a thigh, but
No, my son tried the chicken sandwich and loved it, and he was upset that I didn't get it when I got that big order recently. So maybe I'll bring him one home today. But the other specialty I would say here is your sauces. Do you agree? You
I
gave a
feel like
face
we
like
have-
maybe not, but
I mean,
I think so.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
you
the-
have truffle mayo.
well,
I mean, that's special.
that
If
is
you like
special.
truffle, which I
Yeah.
do, but they have a whole slew. I mean, you have your barbecue, smoking jays.
Yeah.
Now I get it, smoking jays. Barbecue, a pickle aioli, a pickle aioli, ranch. All the typical. But
Yeah.
you have fun names for them, and you have a secret sauce, which
Yeah.
I think everybody has their own secret
But that's
sauce.
my thing about the sauce is like you look at every other chicken concept and everybody has sauce.
Yep.
The differentiation here is the coating, the brine chicken, but the fact that it's coated differently because you can't get that anywhere.
No. But what I did ask Jason before this is, so I read off there's like 5, when you walk in, there's 5 different types of nugs, actually 6 including the month, that you can order. But if you were catering, there are other nugs available, which those flavors are amazing. And I do think it's interesting what you're saying is because you want to serve your customers as best as you can.
Right.
You need to keep your costs where they are, and you need to keep your kitchen staff sane.
Yeah.
Basically, right?
Offering all of the different flavors operationally is super challenging.
Yeah.
So if you want them for catering, with enough notice, we can handle all that.
Yeah. So
And it's much easier because we essentially have like 2 lines almost. Like
Yeah.
We have a prep area and then we have the
cooking area.
cooking area for service.
Right. So, okay. So the catering flavors, which I think are even more interesting, is you can get pretzel coated, which was my daughter's favorite because that was the nugget of the month in November.
Right.
And then you have everything but the bagel seasoning, nugs.
Yep.
Then you have
You got bacon, Cheez-It, coconut.
Cheez-It. I mean,
Yeah.
Cheez-It's got to be so good.
Cheez-It is good. Cheez-It with the ranch or the shish sauce.
Oh my
That's a good
God.
combo.
And you also have nacho nugs. Is that what you said?
Nugchos.
No.
Like a nacho ate a chicken nugget. It's coated with yellow corn tortilla.
Like a nacho ate a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what is it? So,
So
explain
it's
to me.
coated with yellow corn tortilla.
Uh-huh.
We got the nacho queso that we use for the nacho mac.
Yep.
Pico de gallo, pickled jalapenos,
That's
a little bit of ranch.
crazy.
Yeah, it's good.
Is that going to be like, so all the months, are you going to do the special ones that you can get
We'll
for
rotate
catering?
it through, yeah.
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 I need to get that list ahead of
Yeah,
time.
okay.
Just so I'm saying, so we don't miss a month.
I think we're doing that one in May.
Okay.
Cinco de
We've got
Mayo.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart. I like that. So they also have, all your sides and stuff like that. It's amazing. So for people who are just a place with chicken nuggets, it's more than that, and it
Yeah.
is elevated. And honestly, I'm not just saying this because I'm sitting here with you. To me, I said it's a simple concept, but it's brilliant. That no one's ever done
you.
it before, and it's actually really, really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
That's why I'm sitting here with you because I'm impressed and I wanted to know more. So what's your so now we're month 3
Right.
ish. What are your goals for 2025?
I would like to get the catering menu. Like we're almost done with it right now. We'll have it complete before Super Bowl, so people will be able to order.
Get those orders in. This is going to
yeah.
drop before Super Bowl. Actually, this is probably going to drop in the middle of January ish.
Oh, perfect.
Which is perfect. So get your orders in.
Yeah, so we'll do that, and we got really get this operationally drilled down.
Yep.
And then start looking to do it again somewhere else.
Okay. So do you want to franchise it or you just want to open
I'm not opposed,
Yeah.
but we'll see what happens in the future.
So your hope is,
There needs to be multiples.
yeah,
I mean, in this business,
yeah,
volume is the only way. So,
sure. So what's your measure of success?
funny, I've always said that the measure of success for me
Yeah,
is if my staff eats. You know what I mean? Like, I have a manager who's been with me since very early on. One of my cooks here, like, if I can get them their own nugget spots,
yeah.
that to me would be
Oh,
like a
that they
measure of
each that they
success.
each have their own place.
Yeah,
That's
like
so
that.
nice.
I mean, one thing I told you I worked at the Aqua Grill, and it was like one of those pan throwing kitchens. And
Yeah,
you don't have to be an asshole,
yeah,
right? So one of the things I think that I was successful with on 14th Street was we had the same staff for
yeah.
the entire time. For the most part, the core staff remained. Like, obviously, people come and go.
Sure.
But, I mean, I got a guy coming from Queens.
Like they came with you to
yeah,
Jersey. He comes from Queens every day.
Yeah.
That says a lot about you, by the way. I'm
mean,
just saying. And your
that's what I'm
product.
saying. Like,
That's
I wanna,
amazing.
I want to make sure that he's taken care of. I want to make sure that everybody, like social media people, like everybody, it's like family. You know what I mean?
That's amazing. So have influencers come here and covered it for you?
What's that?
This place.
We've had a couple come in, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they don't get into that kind of stuff.
No, I do.
Well,
Yeah, that's
you're the
why I
czar.
do this. I'm the czar,
You're the
baby.
czar.
Yeah. But that's why I love this because, like I said, for some reason when we first met, we just hit it off right away. But
Right.
that says, I'm serious, that says so much about you. That's amazing. And that, to me, puts good karma in a place like this.
Knock on wood.
Listen, I'm knocking for you. I'm knocking for you. So I think it's amazing. I think you're going to be good.
I hope so.
I think so. Listen,
It's been a hell of a road.
I was going to say, let's let 2025 be the year of the nug,
I'll take it.
right? What's it supposed to be? The year of the dragon? You know, it's always like one of those.
Maybe we do dragon nugs.
Maybe we do. Let's look up what it is, but I think it's the year of the nug.
Okay.
I'm going to push that for you.
I love it.
You're welcome.
Thank
No, you didn't even say thank you. I'm like, you're
did say
welcome.
thank you.
Oh, I'm like, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome without you saying thank you. No, but that's amazing. So I think, Jason, number one, thank you for sitting with me today.
Thank you for coming in.
Number two, I think everyone needs to come to the Nugget Spot in Chatham.
I hope so.
It's amazing. Come say hi to Jason. He's so nice. And come say hi to his staff, especially the guy from Queens, because
Absolutely,
that would make his
Marcelo
day.
And Justin.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And you have to try the nugs. I mean, you just have to.
Definitely. Next
Yeah.
month we're doing disco nuggets because we're in Jersey after all.
I mean, come on, baby. That's right. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. So it's going to have like the gravy and like
It's
the
gonna
cheese
have
curds?
the fries, everything.
That's awesome. So it's like poutine, but like with nuggets. Yeah. All right, fun. I'm going to
Yeah,
get
that's
those
fun
too.
too. I gotta say that's one of the more interesting part, coming up with the
con-
fun menu items.
yes.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I do you have it in your head lined up for the year?
Well, right now we're taking stuff that's already been done that we
Sure.
know works.
Yeah.
So that is kind of scheduled up until May. But yeah, who knows what else? I mean, one thing because we opened too late, the turkey nuggets.
Ah.
We do Thanksgiving for November.
Yeah.
Cranberry sauce and turkey nuggets.
Oh, that's fun.
I can't even tell you. Fried turkey is fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. That's
so we
fun.
brine that, and that's just at the time it was just too much to do that. But like,
Yeah.
hopefully by next Thanksgiving, this coming Thanksgiving rather, we'll be able
Yeah,
to
because
pull that off.
you're going to be cruising by then. I know. We're not
I don't know
using that
about all
word,
that.
Jason.
I don't know
We're not
about
using
cruising,
it.
But
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for sitting with me. I wish
you.
you, first of all, a very happy holiday season because this is right before New Year's Eve. And I'm telling you, I'm never wrong. The czar is never wrong.
I believe that.
2025 is the year of the nug.
Speak it
Are
into
you with me?
existence.
Are you with me?
I'm with you.
All right,
love
Jason.
it.
I love that. Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you.
If you are hearing this message, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I'm truly grateful for you and this opportunity. The purpose of the Behind the Counter podcast is to bring food, people, and community together. I hope you'll return for more episodes and explore with me. I want to personally thank Fran Linnell of Design 68 for my amazing Behind the Counter podcast logo, and Travis Lohenberg for my awesome Behind the Counter music, and all the guests that take their time to sit and talk with me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you hear your podcasts. If you'd like to support the Behind the Counter podcast, please subscribe, share with your friends and family, and you can follow me on Instagram at Heidi Blum. If you have any feedback or stories that you want to share, you can email me at foodsarbtc@gmail.com.